found out that you want hydrofluoric acid instead of hydrochloric acid. That way, it really gets the remains out, and they won't ever find the body.
Guys.
May I have this dance?
Mr. Bono.
It is I.
AKA Slowpoke Rodriguez.
The one in the same.
In the flesh.
In the fleshlight.
Why not Speedy Gonzalez?
He's too fast. I like to chill. I'm a chill guy.
A little slower.
A lot. I blame the cough syrup sometimes. How you fellas been?
Yeah, everything's good.
All right. So what's the topics of the day today, huh?
We're talking about
Cock. Because there's nothing better than the taste of cock in the morning.
God
Butt
damn it.
plugs.
Butt plugs.
That's a given, right?
When don't we talk about butt plugs?
What's the newest butt plug you've bought?
It's the hand.
And
That's what we're talking. How people seem to identify as other things.
Oh, that's brutal.
So we're saying, because Noah just took our dog Loki to go have pictures with Santa, and I said, "Well, what happens if you and your lover, maybe the guy identifies as a dog, so you're there with the guy
He's
on
on
a
Santa's
leash,
lap.
right? There's a guy with a gag ball, you're walking in,
butt plug.
butt plug with a tail."
Oh man.
Santa's just all. It's just fucking dude on his lap.
But right nowadays, that works, right?
Yeah. People
Nobody
are getting
tell
away
you-
with everything.
Nobody can tell you anything.
Nope.
We should go before they.
Got your cat ears?
I got my cat ears.
It'd be cool if Santa got into it, just started petting it. He pulls out his own ball gag. I brought one for you too.
You'd be like, "Hey, this is just a joke, you fucking sick fuck."
He's twisting my butt plug.
Pulling your fucking tail.
I know what Santa wants for Christmas.
Mrs. Claus doesn't ever do shit like this.
That'd be funny. I flips it on you. I want one of those pictures too.
We're gonna get him.
It doubles.
The picture's just me all and Santa like
With his finger in your mouth.
With no white glove on it.
he's holding me like this.
You boys want to play?
I got a sack full of goodies for you guys.
You guys want some red noses?
Have you been naughty or have you been nice?
Wouldn't you like to know? Oh man.
Fuck. That's horrible.
How much did they charge you to take a picture of your dog with Santa?
Right? Like, was it free?
No, it wasn't free.
Oh no, Santa got
$40.
It cost a pinky in my butthole.
just got some dignity.
A little bit of my ego. But you know what? It was a nice picture, man. It was a nice picture.
Getting a lot of likes on my Facebook.
When Renee's family goes over, it's him and me on Santa's lap.
Don't ask.
It's framed over the mantle.
Renee has you on the leash.
And Santa's hat's still at my house.
When the family goes, they see the picture and look in the corner, and I'm there next to a dog bowl. With the ball gag still. And
And I remember when I was little, my whole family got together and they pretended that Santa came down the chimney. And my grandma has an old school house, so the fireplace actually had little swivel doors that opened up. And they threw some of the ash down. And to make it seem, I guess, that Santa was here, they left cotton balls to make it seem like it was his beard.
Like they fucked him up or something.
I was
Get
like,
his shave real quick.
that Santa has alopecia all of a sudden.
They're like, no, because everybody leaves them milk and cookies. We left them a razor and some shaving cream.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I still remember. I was like, what? Cotton balls. Oh man.
When did you find out that wasn't his hair?
What do you mean? It was Santa's hair. What are you talking about?
When I saw them in circle bundles, they didn't even try to like pull it apart. They left full cotton balls.
They just left Q-tips on the floor, and I was like, wait a minute.
Bunch of fingernails.
My parents used to do the same thing, but they would leave milk and cookies half eaten. And I go to my dad's room and he has like a glass of milk and cookie crumbs on his chest, all sleeping. Like, motherfucker, what is that?
Oh, you didn't think he was Santa?
I used to believe in Santa at some point, but it quickly went away. Like I remember at some point somebody like had like sleigh bells outside, and then my aunt was like, "It's Santa, Alex, it's Santa," and I was like, I could hear him. Santa! Oh my god! I was all in, but I quickly, it went away. Real quickly, my life got real sad.
You
I
know
don't
what's
think
funny?
I ever believed in Santa.
Really?
Yeah, I don't ever remember. No, I don't remember.
You were born. There's no Santa. There's no Easter Bunny either. I buy this motherfucker. Did you ever believe in Santa?
Yeah.
Until when? Until just right now.
Until last Christmas. No, what's weird is the same day my dad told me that Santa wasn't real, and I kind of already figured at that point. But the same day he told me that Santa wasn't real, he taught me about sex. Like it somehow led from Santa Claus to sex.
You're a real man now, so 2 things. Santa's not real,
But you have sex.
but you put your dick in the pussy.
Literally, the ride home was the craziest ride
The
home.
ride home from daycare.
No, it was from my grandma's house. It was from after Christmas.
Shit.
So we have like a bunch of presents in the back, and he's riding home telling me about how Santa.
So this is awkward in 2 ways.
Yeah.
Either you're too young to be hearing about sex talk, or you're too old to be believing about Santa. Right? What was it?
Which one was it?
Were you in high school?
Which one shocked you
I was
more?
like 7.
Which one were you like, there's no Santa? Like,
I was like, sex, I already know all about that. Tell me more about this no Santa business. And it was weird because my dog had just had puppies, so he used that. Yeah, he used that.
oh shit! Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What about the Tooth Fairy? Did you guys ever believe in the Tooth Fairy?
I still do.
They call me the Tooth Fairy in jail. Leave a little treat underneath your pillow. Did you?
Nah.
No.
I just knew my parents gave me money every time I would lose a tooth.
They try to play it off, but yeah, my dad's fucking slumped. He come in all fucking.
Just punches you in the head.
He moves my head to move the fucking. Yeah, like I knew.
Yeah, same. I stayed up specifically. I was like, oh, I'm catching this bitch. And then my mom comes in and like sneakily slides it in. And they're like, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, I knew right away. It was like 25 pesos and the fruit gummies we had in the pantry. Like, what the fuck? Like,
one of the bags of Fritos they give you for lunch.
How about you leave a mouse trap and in the morning ask your dad to see his hand?
Next day, his fingernails all purple.
hey, Dad, let's play catch.
You sure it was a Tooth Fairy, Dad?
That's so fucking funny.
That sneaky bitch.
He has his hand in his pocket the whole time, all mad at you.
What I want to know is what they did with the fucking teeth.
I found a bag of my teeth once.
It was around a pentagram with hair and garlic
And a finger.
Dad,
Bunch of chicken feathers all over.
Papa. Oh fuck.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. I was going through the garage and we had like a cabinet that had like winter clothes. I remember I would just go through shit and I'm going through it and I find a little box and I open it and there's a bag that had like every tooth I ever lost.
You sure it was your teeth and it wasn't like the victims of the 76 Rio Grande killer?
I hope they were my teeth.
I got them right now. You want to see them?
Got them in my pocket.
It's one of them.
Yeah, my parents were weird.
Oh, shit.
Cotton balls.
Yeah, they were not slick at all.
Oh, shit. Yeah, just the fact that you had like a closet of winter clothes, teeth, hair clippings,
Yeah.
newspaper clippings from 1976. Killer still at large.
Oh fuck.
Did you guys ever believe in ghosts growing up? Or now?
I wanted to. I believe they exist, but I don't think I've ever had an encounter. And I would like purposefully, if it was dark, I would look down a hallway to see if maybe I would catch a glimpse of something, but I've never experienced a ghost.
Man, I would say I believe, but I believe people see things. I've never seen anything. And maybe if you don't believe or you're not looking for it, maybe you don't see them. Maybe. Like maybe you have to be tuned in to that kind of.
Maybe. Makes sense.
Like if you're not looking for it, you're not gonna find it or something.
Exactly, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I definitely. Well, we've talked about that kind of stuff before, but I definitely don't believe in the supernatural or anything like that.
Really?
But I've had my family go through supernatural experiences,
And you're there?
and I've had a couple where I'm there, and like they say it was supernatural, and I was just.
It's the window.
It's the way.
It's the breeze.
It's Santa. It's Santa.
You're like, no, Grandma, you just have dementia.
Let's say one of them.
So, one time, it's actually in the room I live in now. But it's the room I live in now is the room my dad and my mom lived in when I was little. Like they were still kind of getting. They're gonna get their own place, and so they said that we're all asleep cuddling, and that they heard someone knock from inside the closet, like a couple times.
Okay. And you heard it?
No, I was little.
Oh, okay.
But I remember they said I was there, and so they go and my mom check the door, check the closet. And they go and they see that there's nothing there.
It's just her vibrator kicking on. Just
But yes. Thanks for that visual, Bono.
Sorry.
Anyway, yes, so my mom's vibrator's going off.
Her double-headed home wrecker.
Her drill doe's going on.
The Mitsubishi Drill Doe 2003. Yeah, so yeah, they say they heard that. There's another one too where I guess when I was little, like me and all the neighborhood friends would play canicas, like marbles. You would fucking,
That's marbles for all you white people.
canicas.
Canicas.
And that they all would play so much that they would get annoyed and they would take my marbles away and they would put them in the, like on the top of the, I guess like the,
You have no marbles.
Where you couldn't reach.
where I couldn't reach, like the,
On the stove.
but they put them like in the, what would you call it? Like the
Top of the fridge.
closet, like in the hallway where you put like the towels and all their bullshit.
Yeah.
At the very top.
Closet.
Closet. Closet, you say. And they put it there, and I couldn't play with it, so I go to sleep. And then in the middle of the night, they could hear the marble in the closet.
Falling one by one.
They could hear me coming out of the closet. No, but they said they could hear one marble rolling around at the very top, just kind of just rolling around.
Yeah, it's just your mom's dildo.
After your dad, you put her dildo up there. Yeah, you can't use this either.
That's just the story they told me. So, Dad, what was that? Oh, it was your marbles. There was a ghost in the house.
He would get mad and put her dildo up there too.
Right? You and her both there trying to.
She's giving you one of these. Come on. Get the dildo first, and then you can play with your marbles.
That's where you hit all the good shit.
The good cereal was up there too.
Good cereal.
Did you ever play marbles when you were in Mexico, Toad?
Oh man,
Your name's Toad.
tell him.
We own you. It says so on the pink slip. Fuck, man. My mom's always like, let me see your podcast. This is definitely an episode I'm not showing her.
Fuck, you go up and...
That's the part I clip.
It's only 2 minutes.
I don't know. I think she'd like it.
Ándale, mijo.
¿Qué es un dildo?
Dildos, canicas. ¿Qué son canicas?
That's funny that you said that, though, because I was going to talk... Because you kind of mess with psychedelics, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, my next question to Xander, because he doesn't believe in, you know, spirits, anything supernatural, warlocks, gnomes. You believe in gnomes or...
Oh, maybe. I've seen a couple duendes around.
He's
But I'm saying, like,
No, wait, yeah.
you know, psychedelics, some people say you go places or...
Yeah.
And I would think... You just think it's just a drug, right?
Yeah, I think it's just fully a chemical reaction of the brain, and your brain just, your consciousness part of the brain is just trying to process it, and that's what you get. I don't think there's anything special about it.
Yeah, and I'm saying like how the natives would use it more spiritually, and you know they would get answers from it.
Yeah.
And I mean that's a tough one. Do you think
the only time I really got like a really spiritual type of feeling or experience from any drug was when I did do DMT. I'd eaten mushrooms, I'd eaten acid, and that was more like just tripping. But when I did DMT, the DMT really made me feel like I was in a whole nother realm.
that you would say is not in your head? It's not. Well, I mean, it is a drug, but you. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Would you say it's?
Like, did you go to a place that was?
Yeah, I was not on this planet. I don't know if it was a different plane of consciousness, but it felt spiritual. Yeah, it felt supernatural.
And not to say that that can't be in your head. I mean, because it could be in your head, but it could be. I guess what I'm trying to say is if it's, if you're in a place, well.
Because I've heard people have like similar experiences, or they see similar beings when in those realms.
Okay, so yeah, so you're all connecting to the same place.
That's what I've heard.
Where you would say you're not.
Yeah, see, I would just think that, you know, obviously we're all different, but we're still humans. We have the same brain, the same chemicals that make it up, and we're taking the same drug. So I would assume that we would have similar experiences.
That makes sense.
I would say yes to maybe the effects, but if everybody is kind of seeing the same people or the same beings or the same environment, I think that's when that leans more towards what you and I think.
It's like, what do you think about like with dreams? When you go to sleep and you have a vivid dream and you swear you were somewhere and you saw these people or you were flying or.
Okay, like everybody dreams the same is what you're saying.
Yeah, but like it's just as vivid. It's almost like a trip, like a drug trip.
Uh-huh.
Do you think you go somewhere, or do you think that's just? Because again, I think it's just a product of your brain doing its healing, and you know your brain does certain things when you sleep. So I think it's just the consciousness part of your brain trying to, maybe the visual part or whatever, trying to kind of process what's going on, and you just kind of get that effect. But I don't think you really go anywhere. I don't think it's any different from, like, if I were to take a
Well, I mean,
acid or-
I've never woken up from a dream and felt like I was really at the strip club. Well, right. I mean, you know,
haven't been
it's
dreaming
hard,
right. You haven't been dreaming right.
no, but yeah, you every time you have a dream, I think, you know, it's a dream, and you know, I mean, you don't question it all day, or I mean, I guess you could get deep thought,
Yeah.
but not like what.
So I had a friend who he had done psychedelics his whole life, and he tried DMT, and when he did it, he had like a sexual experience with some purple goddess,
Fuck yeah.
and he
I'm in.
gave some DMT to one of his friends.
He
Yeah. He gave some DMT to one of his friends, and when his friend tried it, he comes back to him, and his friend tells him like, "Yo, I saw some purple goddess in my trip, and she said she knows you. Like she really, like she said she really fucks with you. You know, like she likes you and shit like that." And they were
Said you're hung as fuck, bro.
and
What's
yeah,
your number?
like that story really stood out to me. Like the fact that they both saw the same person and that being, and it related to both of them.
Yeah, if that's true. If that's a true story, then yeah, that's pretty crazy. Especially if he never mentioned it to him.
Supposedly not.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the stories that's always stood out to me with shit like that.
I mean, I've had a few psychedelic experience. I mean, I've definitely dabbled with them for sure, but
Oh, Xander
probably
on the
not.
mushrooms is a goon.
I don't do mushrooms anymore. But
He turns into a sassy black woman.
We almost named the podcast that.
after Xander, I turned into Medea.
Oh man,
But yeah, definitely not as much as like I don't know how much you've done, but probably not as much as you, and definitely not as
I
much
love
as you.
mushrooms.
Like you just or in psychedelics in general, but I definitely never had one where I thought like it was spiritual in any way, or I was somewhere else, or like I enjoyed it and it was fun, and I saw things that I, I knew at the time I thought were real, but it's almost like a dream. Like when once it came down and I woke up, I knew okay that was a drug trip, but I didn't think I went anywhere. I never thought that I was like looking into like a window, like hidden reality or something. I never saw it that way.
Yeah, I think that's hard to get to that level.
Yeah,
but
you're gonna
Especially
need
with
a lot.
shrooms and acid. You'd probably need a lot.
Yeah.
And I think you'd have to be,
Like aiming for that.
and yeah, you'd have to be somewhere quiet with nothing else to distract you. Yeah, you can't be watching movies. You can't be with friends. You can't, I think that's where you need the total darkness.
You got to do the Terrence McKenna and just sit in the dark room, eat like 7 grams.
Those deprivation tanks like Joe Rogan.
Oh,
just
sick.
floating.
Supposedly
naked.
you tripping there just from being floating and being cut off from the complete darkness.
I could see that. Like, you close your eyes after a while, you can kind of just somehow make out little patterns and little
Yeah.
bullshit. So, imagine if nothing, like there was no.
I've heard people saying that they're seeing or that they're hearing stuff also.
Yeah, that you can't
It's the
hear.
guy that owns it. He's just back there.
He's just in there. Just drumming on the outside of it.
Hear my heartbeat. Right? How do we know that there's no camera in there? And it's just like right at your butthole. It's dark. You can't hear anything. You close your eyes on purpose. Oh, like, who the fuck knows?
Just zooming right into that butthole.
Like where I used to live in my old house, I used to
Christ.
live there with my ex, and the whole bathroom, one of the walls was just it was a duplex. So some guy lived in the front, we lived in the back, and in the bathroom it was against the wall where the other guy like against the other dude's house, and it was just a mirror on that wall. So my mom would always tell me, "You don't think like he's looking through it? And he's like he's jacking off while you guys are shitting or showering?" And I was like, "No." And then the more I thought of it, every time I was shitting, I would look at the mirror wall like,
He's just mad dogging it.
"Is this motherfucker looking at me?" I would even put like my phone's light. Like,
You're there shitting, like licking your finger.
He was probably on the other side dressed as Santa Claus. Huh?
ho ho.
Just stroking someone else's dog.
Just stroking Noah with a ball gag in
The red nose on.
this sack full of goodies.
So what was the craziest experience you had on mushrooms?
Me? Or,
Whoever.
I think we all know that one.
You can't say anything. I think, right? It's still in court.
My lawyer advised me not to speak about it.
Let's just say I'm not allowed within 100 feet of any animal shelter.
Or any Santa Clauses at the mall.
You have any experience with like other stuff, like not psychedelics, like downers or like
Or a brick to the head.
or a brick to the head or,
What do you mean?
or like ecstasy pills or like coke or anything like that? Like I guess I don't know what you would call non psychedelics.
Narcotics?
Yeah, I mean,
Narcotics.
I was really into LSD and mushrooms. And then for a while, everybody stopped selling them and it was hard to get. And then everybody was selling ecstasy. And people would be, you know, it's the same people selling it, and they'd be like, no, this is similar. And I don't know why they would tell me that, because then I would take ecstasy
It's nowhere near.
expecting...
You're grinding your teeth. This is not the same thing.
Just
Yeah,
humping his
so-
pillow.
Yeah, I was going through pillows like crazy. No, but then, yeah, to me, maybe by them saying that, I was expecting something. So
So
it
you
just...
were
Yeah, it,
let down just because
I
it
was
wasn't
let
what
down,
you.
because that wasn't what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Coke never really got into. Alcohol never really got into. Yeah, really.
I remember one time, it was when I was experimenting with like prescription pills. And
Experimenting in general.
yeah, you know. And I had this girl in my class, and she told me, she's like, oh, you guys like pills? This is me and my friend. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. And she's like, dude, she's like, I have this one pill, and it's a painkiller. She's like, I'll bring you some. And I remember when she gave it to us, I looked it up. And it's one of these pills that comes out on the commercials, and it's for, like, diabetic nerve pain. And for some reason,
It's
we
for
thought...
anal leakage.
We thought, like, oh, fuck it, let's try it. Me and my homie took it.
Hell yeah.
We're in my living room, and it was one of the weirdest drug experiences I've ever had in my life. Like, it got me almost like comatose to where I couldn't move, but in my head, I felt like there was a party going on inside of my living room, and like I couldn't get up or move. I'm like stuck to the couch, but I feel a bunch of people around me, and I feel a lot of stuff going on. And obviously, it didn't happen. There was nothing there. But we're laying there for like 4 hours. Nothing's happening, and I'm just tripping balls. And then we kind of start to snap out of it. And I'm looking at my friend. I'm like, dude, was there people in this house? And he's like, dude, I felt the exact same thing. He's like, this is weird. I was like, yeah, let's never do this ever again.
No, it's brutal.
It felt so weird.
Well, it's funny. Then, so if you guys have the same feeling, and it's not like a psychedelic drug, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, what does that say about psychedelic drugs? If you guys have the same feelings too, right, or the
Yeah.
same.
Xander 1, everyone else 0. I remember one time there was like a small period where I was into dissociatives.
Yeah.
Like ketamine, DXM. Is Lena
Did you say
dissociative?
Dixum?
Dixum.
Dextromethorphan?
Some Dixum.
Smoke Dixum. So,
Cock.
yeah, dextromethorphan. Lean, it's an opiate. It's a codeine.
Oh, okay. That makes okay.
More narcotic.
But yeah, so I remember I was I went to like a little phase where I was into that kind of stuff. I wanted to experiment with those things, and I researched like which is the best way to take DXM.
This is like the white trashiest drug story ever.
Let's say your anus or what?
It's through the anus with the turkey baster.
You gotta milk a cat's ass to get it.
So there's like a certain brand of. There's a
Would
certain
you say,
brand.
fuck, the turkey basters on the top shelf?
Mom!
Where's the turkey?
Mom.
This isn't the turkey baster.
So there's a special brand of kids Robitussin that you could take, and there was a way we strained it with like something. I forgot what the fuck it was.
A t-shirt.
A t-shirt, a cheesecloth, the sink from the net from the sink, and yeah, I poured the whole bottle and I drank the whole bottle. And man, it was such a weird trip. Like, it wasn't visual, but it was.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't hallucinate. But I was with my friend. He didn't do it.
Distorted reality.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. Like it took away my depth perception.
Yeah.
So like I was like right next to my friend, like kind of like this, sitting in a chair. We were watching stuff, and I would look at him, and it somehow felt or it looked like if I was like there was a small version of me standing on my shoulder, and I'm looking at you like across a valley, like miles away, like a giant mountain.
Oh, wow.
That's what it looked like. Somehow I can't explain it. That's just what it looked like. So I remember going to the bathroom, and then when I was walking, I couldn't tell how far the floor was from my feet. So I was like, oh, it's like walking like a robot. Like,
It just comes up, oh, shit.
yeah, that was a weird one. I never did it again.
I did it once.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was at a park. Same thing. The park looked miles long. My friend he could barely walk. He would walk and he would just stumble and like slap the ground. Wow. I think one of the times he even like slapped the ground so hard he slapped like a handful of those little sticker bushes. He's like, oh, in slow motion.
Just a big pile of cat shit.
Yeah.
You know, I found out really fast that I wasn't the kind of person to be into like hard drugs like that.
No.
You know, I remember in middle school, a friend of mine had some glue.
some Elmer's.
No, he had some strong glue, and we were sitting, you know, at the picnic table, and, you know, we put it in the bag, and then, you know, everybody was just, you know, barely hitting it. I think when they gave it to me, I just, you know, pretend, and then we're acting like we're high, and then some older kid sees us, and he comes, and he's like, oh, let me do that, and he, you know, he put a lot of glue.
He really hit that
and
shit.
He really hit it like
a man. Like
yeah, and I remember just seeing that, and I'm like, all right, I'm out of here. And I just
this guy does drugs.
I was just playing.
Yeah, exactly. I'll go to the back and play Legos now. You guys handle that.
I don't think I'm cool enough yet.
Yeah, and I just remember seeing him hit it, and I got all like, oh, okay, I'm not about that.
Man, I still remember the first time I ever tried a cigarette. I had older cousins who were hood, and he's outside smoking a cigarette. I'm playing. I was maybe like 7 or 8. And he
Were you
finished.
mad that there's no Santa?
So I was sitting there all pissed off.
Thinking about dog sex and Santa.
Turns out I gotta fuck girls and there's no Santa.
Yeah, and he finishes his cigarette and he flicks it. And I notice it still has some left and it's still lit. And he goes inside. So as soon as he goes inside, I grab that cigarette and I run around the tool shed. And the first hit I take, I try to inhale it, and there I am, like, whoa, crying. And he comes out and he sees me, and he's like, you grabbed that cigarette, didn't you? And I'm like, yeah. And he's just laughing at me. That's when I knew I was never going to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, every time I've tried smoking a cigarette, same reaction.
See, because the problem was you hit it through the mouth. It's not a... It doesn't go that way.
I got nicotine suppositories.
Oh, that's the problem. Yeah, there was a small portion of time where I smoked cigarettes. Oh, it's horrible.
I bet you looked like a real badass though.
I look cool as hell
Yeah.
with my leather jacket.
See, because that was the only reason why I ever wanted to do them was because growing up, all the cool people smoked cigarettes.
Those people aren't so cool now.
I'm talking through the fucking. How cool am I now, buddy? Smoking cigarettes with a hole in their neck. No
You ever
offense.
smoke a cigarette?
used to believe in Santa.
No.
No offense to anybody who has holes in their neck.
This is a judge-free podcast. I remember I got into smoking cigarettes because I would.
Because you'd be drinking NyQuil.
I'd be drinking a bunch of this Robitussin. No, I went through a period where I would take a lot of ecstasy pills. And I would go to raves and do all that party. And yeah, for some reason, a cigarette when you're rolling really hard, like, just feels good. Like, I don't know what it is. So I would do it just to enhance like the roll. But then once I stopped doing that, I would keep smoking, and I was like, "This is disgusting. Like, why do I do this?"
You'd be on ecstasy and you'd be like,
Feels so good. I love it.
Thanks, miss. We gotta remove the voice box.
and I remember when I was going through my ecstasy phase, people would have certain little things with them, like Vicks, just to enhance the trip. I remember one time I'm in the crowd, I turn around and my friend's all shiny.
He had Vaseline.
He had a face full of Vicks.
But I bet his sinuses were clear as fuck.
And that's one thing
that's
too.
funny.
They would get the Vic sticks, and they would turn them around, and they would blow in them. Like when you get a blunt and you like shotgun the blunt, they would do that, but with the Vic stick, and they would do it to your eyes.
Oh man.
But I remember if you did too much, it would just dry out your eye. So you'd be
It
there
would
in the
give you
crowd.
glaucoma.
You'd be in the crowd like for like 20 minutes.
I remember the Vic sticks. My
Yeah.
friend got kicked out of a rave
Yeah.
because they saw him using the Vic stick, which is messed up. Maybe he had some sinus congestion. Like fucking assholes can't even watch his favorite DJ.
Maybe he had allergies that night.
They throw him out in the cold. It gets even worse. Yeah, no. Let's get this right. He
Dies
was
of
on drugs.
pneumonia.
Yeah, but he was on drugs, so
Yeah.
he was fucking snorting. And they saw just that, and that was enough for them to throw him out.
Yep.
But he was our ride.
He's sick. Get him out of here.
His hair is wet.
Why is he all shiny? Yeah, his mom was our ride. So we're texting him, "Don't leave, wait, don't leave." And he was like, "What the fuck?" Like it was like an hour into the raid. There was like 4 hours to go. And he's like, "Well, I do have another pill. Just take it and stay out there, all right?" And so yeah, we raved the whole time, and we came out and he was all out there cold
Just
with his
raped
Vic
him.
stick. And yeah, sure enough, his mom came and picked us up.
That's brutal.
She was like, "Why do you have a runny nose, mijo? What happened?" Man, those were dark days.
Oh, those are good times.
There's even that drug, where I've seen it where they almost like blow it into your face, it's like a powder, and you fucking get all like,
Like Copa or something like
I
that.
don't know what the fuck. But I remember
Didn't
seeing
Pablo
a
used to do it? Where you would snort that?
Yeah, there's that one, and I think he's talking about is it the one where they mind control you?
Oh, I know which one you're
Oh.
talking
Right,
about.
that's
Oh.
like a flower or something.
I do remember. Yeah, this is something to do with that. They mind control you.
Right.
They like steal your whole house, and you're helping them move all your,
Oh, yeah,
all your
right.
shit out.
That's what they say.
Damn, they mind control you, right? They could tell you what to do, and you're just doing it. Like,
You believe in that?
that made me think of like a hypnosis. Like, what, you guys believe in that? I kind of don't think I don't think I do. I've never been hypnotized, and
I don't think I know.
I wake up on
anybody.
stage and everyone's laughing at me. Like, I've never.
and you're in
but-
your underwear.
sleep. Yeah, like, come on. It just seems so like. And now you're driving away the getaway car. All right, let's go, Bullwinkle. We're going. Like, nah, get the fuck out of here. There's no
Jeez
way.
it.
With your little mustache. I don't believe. I don't know. That just seems so far fetched.
I've been a couple of those shows, and yeah, they seem so fake.
Yeah.
You didn't get hypnotized.
No. Yeah. See, I don't have that.
You didn't sign up for it.
Well, they do that where they try hypnotizing the whole audience. Have you seen that? There's a hypnosis, and he's telling the whole audience to do what he's saying, and then little by little he's like, all right, if you're hypnotized, stand up or something, and then 10 people stand up, and then he goes and he'll do a little test, and if he believes you, he puts you on stage.
Huh.
And I mean, I've sat there and done everything he's asked, and I mean, I've never.
He don't believe you.
Nah. Or I mean, I've never.
The last 10 minutes of the show were blurry, but I had a sore throat. I don't know what happened.
And I woke up with all these cotton balls on me.
And a Santa hat.
I would have just gone full force, and you guys are hypnotized.
Well, I think people do that, and I think he tests you. I think.
But I wouldn't stop the act. I would
Just
keep
knocking
it going.
chairs over.
I would keep it going and then wake up. He might. Damn, this guy's really fucking hypnotizing me.
Right till he admits it's fake, huh?
Little do they know it was.
Hypnotize me.
Little do they know it was the.
I'm gonna be there. You better hypnotize him, or I'm gonna fuck you up.
The whole time it was the Russian anal pill I took earlier.
Rhino, you fucking.
Wait, he's got Vicks in his pocket.
Wait a minute, he's all shiny. Get that guy out of here.